Hey YouTube, how you guys doing? My name is Kyle, you know me as Dragonmar, and welcome to a new video. Today, we'll be reviewing a Plat 1 Reyna VoD on the map Ascent, and these VoDs tend to be pretty fun because when you watch a duelist, they tend to make a lot of mistakes. So hopefully some good stuff here to look over. But with that being said, if you guys do enjoy these videos, you enjoy these VoDs, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And on top of that, I am live right now, if you're watching this video as it goes up, at twitch.tv/Dragonmar, doing VoD reviews there. So if you can't get enough of this stuff, want to keep learning, come hang out and stop by. I'd love to see you guys. But without any further ado, let's get into the gameplay here and let's learn a thing or two. All right, jumping into the gameplay here. So we have Reyna on attack on Ascent. A lot can go wrong here, but a lot can go right. Let's see what Corbus has in store for us. Now, he said he's been playing, he's been playing the game for some good time, but he's been stuck in Plat 1, he said, for a month now, and thinks he should be a higher rank. So let's be the judge of that. Let's see if we can help him, maybe point out some things he's doing wrong, maybe point out some things he's doing right. So first of all here, he's making his way onto site. He was in a very, very dangerous position there, going towards that lever. You're very open to players inside of market there. Have to be careful about that because of how exposed it leaves you to the left, to the rest of the map. Thankfully, though, the Brimstone with some good smokes provided cover. So right there, that flat Lear in particular wasn't the best just because there was no guarantee a player wasn't at that corner right where he died from, which means they could have just gotten away from it. And then unfortunately, he takes that fight there, loses it, just didn't have the right crosshair placement, I don't think, and instead kind of gets sprayed down by the Sova. All right, so after a round 1 loss, we're moving into round 2 here. I'm just going to stick with the classic, but grabbing the Lears. Looks like a little bit of a jiggle peek there, just to check, see who's hanging out on Cat. And remember, guys, always have to be careful of Cat on this map. A lot of players like to go there early, like to hang out with Ops, and just kind of hold that B-Link area. All right, so making their way onto site again here. Looks like the Killjoy put down some traps and goodies for them to find on site, but going to get the plant most likely. So right now, it's really important that the entire team just plays together. When you're outgunned this bad, it's not a good idea to go for peeks. Let's see what Corbus here has in store for us. Just kind of sitting behind this little box here. Pretty difficult spot to be in, but not too much. Oh, gets a nice little right click there. He's going to ease his way out of that and reposition. So now they don't really know where he is necessarily. I don't know if they saw him E. But unfortunately, another... Oh... A nice shot there, a good job connecting with the head, but unfortunately, a little bit too slow to react to get maybe an E or a Q off. Probably only an E would have saved him, but only temporarily. Remember, very important on Reyna to always be ready to hit that Q, hit that E, get yourself health or get yourself to safety. Let's see what he has here for a gun round. All right, gun round starting off with a Vandal, going for the peek here. That, my friends, Corbus, was a perfect peek. That crosshair placement was impeccable. There looked to be a counter strafe as well. That is exactly what you should be looking for when you're going for these peaks. That was beautiful. Well done, sir. I say to you, I'd love to see some more of that moving forward as well. Now, moving into sight here, crosshair a little bit low, but nothing to worry about since there's no one there. Seems like the enemy team is playing very much for retakes here on B. That was not a very good Lear because unfortunately it was walled off by the Phoenix Flash, or Phoenix Wall, sorry. Let's see. A little bit holding flank here. 5v4, still holding flank. Looks like a lot of things happening out there towards site. I'd like to see a peek here. Catches Killjoy looking. Comes around the corner. A little bit slow. No counter strafe either. A little bit slow to take that shot. Knows where both players are now. Oh, rushes the shot. Oh, and doesn't use an ability. Corbus, my friend, in that situation there, you should have had that ace. All you have to do is once you get that kill on that jet on site, hit your E, get yourself to safety, reposition, and go for that second fight there. Phoenix caught you when you weren't looking. Really, really important when you're playing Reyna, Corbus. Make sure after every kill, you are ready to use your Q or E. Super important. All right, round 4 starting off here once again with a Vandal buy. I think all these bomb plants actually have come quite in handy. Ooh, Marshall still getting fired off. There is a Marshall Andy over there towards Cat, but let's see what Corbus has in store for us here. Gonna get spotted, so little dangerous now. They know where he is. On top of that, Killjoy, enemy Killjoy, throwing down her ultimate on B. So we're kind of stuck here mid. Now, this is a dangerous spot. Why? Because Brimstone only has so many smokes to smoke off mid. In that situation, smoke's gone, no smoke there. Enemy player able to check out Corbus, takes his shots, but unfortunately Crosshair a little bit too low, only hits the chest twice. Round 5 starting, down 0-4. Corbus, things getting a little bit more desperate here. Remember, going down big time on defense, not quite as bad on Ascent as other maps, so not quite a big deal. Maybe desperate the right word to use, but starting to get a little bit out of hand. Now, once again, nice opening kill there, able to find the Phoenix, felt like he was sleeping a little bit, but players moving around up on heaven. Enemy Reyna. Oh, okay, right there. Perfect job by Corbus. Uses his E, escapes the danger, but unfortunately the repeak there was absolutely terrible. That repeak into an op that already knows your location is never a good idea. That's exactly what we talk about when we talk about dry peeking ops. You have to use an ability there, or you have to stay hidden. You just cannot take that fight. Scoreline at 5-0 right now. Corbus and his team looking for a way to get back into this game, picking up the Vandal here in round 6. Phoenix, yep, I saw that flash coming a mile away. Unfortunately, Corbus says, I'm staring into the sun. Please give me a moment. But moving in here towards A main, a lot of the team spotted, so not much time have to go in. Reyna spotted up there, uses her E smartly. See, that's exactly what you want to do. Get your kill, get out of the way. 3 players now. We know there's a Sova, Reyna, and I believe an enemy Phoenix. Still on Jen. Oh, I don't know if there's a call being made. Definitely needs to be some teamwork there from Corbus. Let his teammate know, hey, there's a guy playing on Generator. Very, very fortunate that he wasn't able to do more damage. Fortunate enough, though, to get the kill on the enemy Phoenix. But once again, we see the Opper. We see no smoke cover. Very, very poor team play so far. All right, the Reyna with an op. Let's see what's in store for us here. Only 25 armor, though. Kind of worries me. And then, unfortunately, in that situation, no peeker's advantage. You're going down to that Sova. He's holding that angle. I think in that situation, you know he's been playing that position so much, Corbus. I would throw your Leer out first, Leer him out, make him move, then take that position, wait for the re-peek at that point, and then go for it. That dry peek there, very, very difficult since you're essentially relying on him to miss. You never want to rely on an enemy to miss. You want to rely on hitting your shot first. Round 8 starting off here, we're down 0-8. Things not looking too good. Oh, Corbus gets a nice little dink there on the head. Gonna pick up a prime Vandal on his way over into site. Has to move a little bit quicker. Baits out the shot, followed up by a smoke. Site being taken here. Walled down as well by the Sage. Cypher waiting for the plant. Still waiting for the plant. There we go. Planting. Not sure what that Cypher's planting for. That eliminates the A main plant, but nonetheless, gets opt. Okay, so going for headshots here, gets a nice headshot on the enemy Killjoy. 2v2 situation. Right here, I like this. Play underneath, play smart, but you cannot show yourself. You cannot show yourself over there to tree. You have to stay... Oh, nice headshot nonetheless, though. Takes out the enemy Jet. Knows that the Sova was above him at some point. Looks like he still is. 1 Leer left. I'd love to see the Leer play here somehow, but he's just going to let the Sova drop down. Now, that's not a bad idea, but in a 2v1 situation, you can always get a little more aggressive, or if you want, you can play completely passive like that. Those are your 2 options, but whatever you do, you have to play together. Right there, Brim and Corbus were playing together, so it worked out perfectly. Now, what do I have to say about that shot, though? Crosshair placement was way too low. When a player drops down like that and they have the drop on you, you have to be ready to headshot them. Very, very important to keep your crosshair at head level there, Corbus. You don't want to get caught off guard in that situation. Round 8 brings them their first round of the game, but unfortunately, Corbus here gonna turn that corner and get instantly killed by the enemy Reyna. Now, that was a situation where he was just caught off guard. That Reyna was probably holding that angle. Matter of fact, we will actually rewind the video. Yeah, I just wanted to watch that one more time. Right here off spawn, he's going to walk peek this, gives it a little bit of run at the end, and is just, he's not aiming in the right spot. That wasn't a very confident peek in my opinion. You have to peek that with more confidence and with slightly better crosshair placement. That Reyna had you outplayed. Round 10 starting now. With the scoreline of 1-8, you do start to worry. This is where things can get out of control. But using our ult, and I believe this is for the first time this game, so an ult in round 10 is a little bit long for an ult. Now, We know the enemy ult's in here. Oh my gosh. I have no idea how he just walked out of that. I can barely tell what I'm looking at, but I'm looking at kills for Corvus, and that makes me happy. Now, 5v3 situation. Caught 2 players sleeping there. Was able to play around the Brimstone smoke. I was actually going to recommend to him to use his Leer out of that smoke if he really wants to get aggressive, since the key there actually, to save that round, Corvus had to get that Killjoy ultimate, which he did. All right, going for the ace here. How's he going to peek an operator, though? Oh, goes for a little bit of a wide peek, baits out the shot by the enemy Sova, and finishes it off with an ace. Nice shots there overall. Definitely some room for improvement, and definitely caught the enemy team off guard. So that aggression there ended up paying off big time. All right, moving into round 11 here. Corvus going to push up in A main. Oh, catches the enemy Killjoy just absolutely AFK with the Odin, but I do not know what I just watched, so we're going to rewind this. Let's watch this back. So, pushing in here, turns the corner, crosshair a little bit low. Oh, but isn't able to get the recoil under control. First shot accuracy, so important in a game like Valorant. Making sure your first shot counts there. And unfortunately for Corvus, he did not make sure his first shot counted. In fact, he missed big time. Wasn't able to pull that recoil in, control it. So what happens? Well, he sprayed nothing, and the Killjoy turns and kills him. 2-9 currently in the final round on attack here. Oh, and in this situation, turns the corner with his weapon down, right? Still using his ability, turns the corner, and unfortunately the enemy team is just ready. You know, it is so important to understand, even when you're playing agents with flashes, that you need to be ready at all times. And turning corners without your weapon out is definitely unacceptable, especially in Plat. Now remember guys, Ascent is a very defensive-sided map. Let's see what Corvus has in store for us here on defense. Playing over in A main, or in A site now, I should say. Falls back to these boxes. This is a very dangerous spot to be in because it's really hard to get away. Oh, gets the nice headshots there. Actually, really good aim from Corvus, if I do say so myself. But getting out of this position is going to be hard. Thankfully, though, Brim rotated over, throws his smoke down. Now he just needs to rely on his team. He probably should move out of here. I'd like to see Corvus move, and he is. This is very smart. You want to reposition here. You do not want to stay in the same spot when the enemy team knows you're there. They could molly you out. You know, they could shock dart you. Either way, very good idea to move. He got his 2 kills though. Those kills were extremely crisp. Good headshots, way to transfer onto the other player as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far on this pistol round. This is exactly what the team needed. 2-10 half, not what you want to see, especially because this runs the risk of getting 13-2'd, which is not going to be good for those rank points. So, see what's happening now. Team kind of spread out here. Spike spotted. Looks like the Brim goes down to the Phoenix over here in Cat, but Phoenix spotted in mid now. Only 30 seconds left, but I think they want to play this safe with the first half they had. Very important to be smart here and not throw this round away. I like the slow play. Turns the corner. Not really sure what Corvus was looking at, to be honest. Crosshair kind of in no man's land, and that's why those shots started on the chest. He wasn't really peeking in mid, and he also wasn't really peeking for Cat. A little confused about what I just saw, but either way, good round. Started off that extremely strong, and that's exactly what the team needed. All right, Corvus getting aggressive out here in mid, pushing up Cat. So this tells us with no mid presence, they're either all towards A or probably all towards B. That drone tells me a lot of players are going to be in B main. I'd like to see a little bit faster of movement here. I get worried whenever I see people hang out in mid too long, because what eventually happens is you end up getting flanked by the players coming through their spawn over towards A. But this situation starts off with a nice headshot on the Sova. Heard more footsteps. Turns the corner, headshots the Reyna. Ooh, remember, he has his E available. He could have gotten out there much more safely than that. Definitely risky there, because he could have gotten shot. So one thing I'm definitely seeing throughout this VoD right now is a little bit slow to use those Q and E abilities. All right, very similar level of aggression here. Walking over here, this is what he did last round as well, but looking like some more pressure than last round over on Cat now. So he's back a little bit. This crosshair a little bit low for my liking. This really is only going to help you if a player is directly on top of you. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem, though. Probably will hit the headshot here. Let's see if someone pushes him. Not looking like looking like a lot of aggression over there towards B main. We see the Phoenix as well. Probably at least 2 players B main. So I think at this point, yep, you got to get ready for someone pushing you. I was going to say maybe you start swinging out yourself, see if you can clear it. Looks like Brim was getting ready to push as well, so hopefully that Brim, hopefully he didn't let that guy walk through somehow by accident, but nonetheless, great job there. Kept his poise, held his position, and was able to take down the enemy Killjoy and actually grab the Vandal as well. So a nice little weapon upgrade. Remember, this is why economy is so important. You go into that round with a Spectre, you end the round with a Vandal without spending any money. Very, very important to stay alive, guys. And I've actually seen a pretty good job here, I think. I don't feel like I saw too much over aggression on attack, despite getting absolutely stomped. I didn't feel like there was ever too many times where I was like, man, this is a really aggressive duelist. Oh, beautiful shots and nice recoil control as well. Really tight spread there, actually. That was beautifully done by Corbus. 4v1 situation here. Obviously going to win this round. Nice little round as well. Like I said, starting that off, trading that Spectre out, grabbing a Vandal from your kill. Beautiful job. Great round. All right, round 16 starting now. Starting 3 rounds there on defense. This is exactly what you want to see, but a lot of pressure. Oh, someone needs to do something here. He has to get out of this position. Looks like maybe he's going to go for the 1 kill and then the E. I'd actually like to see an ult used here potentially, just to get that invis ready, so you can get out of there. Looks like Jet, you heard those updrafts. You know she's going for those knives over the top there. A little bit of an alley-oop, if you will, to themselves. Not sure if that makes sense. I watch football, not basketball. But moving forward here, 5v2 now. Able to kind of take fights one at a time, not overexposing himself. Turns the corner into what can only be described as one of the worst sprays we've seen so far from Corbus. Thankfully, though, that Killjoy, just with the classic, they're able to finish her off. I'm going to say something. I loved the fact that Corbus didn't get too aggressive. It is very easy to say, oh my gosh, there's a ton of people in a main. Let me peek this. He didn't do that. He waited for the right time. He repositioned. I love what I'm seeing. All right, round 17 now. Corbus playing over here. Yep, gonna heal himself. This is obviously what you want to do, but now he's in a dangerous spot. Unfortunately for him, 2 players working their way up Cat, as he's also worried about the A play. This is what happens when you put yourself into tree and your position is given away. So my recommendation to you guys is whenever you've given away your position in tree, get out of there. You know, head back to window, rotate into heaven, do what you have to do, but don't play in tree when your catwalk isn't clear, because you're just asking to get flanked like that. All right, going to get a little more aggressive now. Once again, playing over here in the cubby on Cat. Didn't see anything in mid so far, with Brim playing close mid. Now Brim is spotted, so this is important. Let's see if Corbus wants to help him. He says no. I'm taking my kill on the Jet. Little shaky there on the aim, a little bit shaky. Thankfully, Jet, for some reason, wasn't looking at you. I seriously have no idea what she was aiming at, but very fortunate kill. Now, let's see what you have in store for us. So playing at this pot, not the best spot. Like we said, remember, you're now exposed. See, Corbus is checking 2 angles at once. This is where you don't want to get yourself. This is very, very bad. I'm also, if you can't see on the minimap right now, no one was really even watching A main. They're behind the wall currently. This also worries me. This puts you in a very dangerous spot where even someone just simply walking out A main could get the drop on you and get the easy kill. People do tend to look over here at tree when they come out of A main, but we're still alive from Cat, and that's what's important. No one's pushed up yet. Remember, their Jet did die there. Team, 2 players B, Brimstone holding down mid. Corbus on Cat, Cypher over on A. Now Brim goes down mid. This is bad because this is that pivotal piece holding down mid. But thankfully, time burning out big time here. All they have to do is just stop the plant. Enemy team probably didn't even have time to get the plant. Corbus getting a little aggressive, maybe wants to go for some kills at the end. Team able to clean it up. That was a nice job staying sane, staying safe, staying alive. Remember, so important to stay alive. Don't throw away your life. Very easy. He kills the Jet. He pushes mid. Maybe he dies right away, and they lose this round. Very nice job there by Corbus, actually, just to play that smart. I like that. All right, looks like a call from the teammate came in, calling for a rotation here. Lot B main, it seemed like. So, rotating B main. Now, as you can see, there is fighting over in mid. In this setup right now, I think you have to actually go mid like this and cover your team kind of how Corbus is right now. I have no idea why that Brim just took that. Maybe he's relying on Corbus to save him. Unfortunately, though, Corbus goes down, and I want to watch this one more time. So, I think we know a player's here. Let's see how he peeks this corner. Oh, first shot into the wall. Remember, like I've been saying a lot, your first shot matters so much because that generally dictates where your recoil is going to go from that point forward. You land the first shot, you're most likely going to land your second shot as well. When you miss the first shot, you have to try to adjust to the enemy, and sometimes that's too much for some players. They shoot the wall, then they have to figure out how to get their recoil onto the enemy. Very, very important. We take our time, and we're very smart about where we place our crosshair for these first shots. Let's see what Corbus has for us here on the potential final round of the game in match point. All right, match point starting off over here, 3 towards A. Brimstone playing in that close right cubby in mid. Horrible positioning, and actually dies to the Reyna as I say that. Do not play that spot, guys. Unless you're using a lot of smokes, that spot is going to get you killed more often than not. Unfortunately for Corbus here, looks like Cypher going to go down to the Jet on Cat as well, but he's going to be able to bring it back with the kill there. 2v3 situation. Oh, but he peeks the corner and goes down to the Sova. Let's watch that one more time. Gets the kill. Didn't heal for some reason. No Leer. No Leer. Oh my gosh. Just not using abilities, man. Corbus, nice game. Unfortunately, you are going to take the L here, 7-13. You did drop 29 kills, but man, did it not feel like it. Let's talk about that. Now, there is a few takeaways that I want to mention here for Corbus about why he might not be ranking up quite as fast as he was hoping for. Now, obviously, hey guys, it's Kyle editing this video. Just want to say one more thing here before we start. Now, one thing I didn't mention is helping teammates, Corbus. And that is an extremely important thing to learn when playing a game like Valorant. When you are top fragging big time, it's really important to help your teammates who are struggling. And there were two players in this game, I think Brimstone and Cypher, who just weren't having a good game. And I think you probably could have changed your playstyle and the positions you were playing to help them a bit more after watching this back. Very, very important to switch off of things. So for example, the Brimstone was playing a lot of mid and just kept dying. Potentially switching with him could have helped. I know you didn't have a lot of rounds there on defense to work with after that bad attacking half, but just something to throw in there, something to think about is when you are a very good player, you have to help those who are not quite as good. Dropping 29 kills in mainly a gold lobby when you're a plat 1 is definitely pretty good. That is nothing to be ashamed of. However, the rounds where you got those kills were generally rounds where your team still lost. So we have to start asking ourselves why. Now, I think part of the problem on attack was I saw some plays there where it just felt like you weren't too committed to taking the sites, or you just weren't committed enough to being that entry fragger and kind of tossing your life away. A lot of the rounds you lost, it kind of felt like you were not so much playing the role of a duelist, but more playing the role of a support. Now, don't get me wrong, your aim is extremely good, but I think part of the reason why you might not be seeing as many wins as you want is because perhaps you need to be doing a bit more to get those first bloods. Now, I'm looking at the scoreboard right now, and I'm seeing 5 first bloods, which is great. But with your aim in this lobby, I don't see any reason why you couldn't have had 10 first bloods easily. Now, what can help that? Well, first of all, Leers, right? If you got to use your flashes, that's something I noticed immediately, especially there towards the end. You were peeking a lot of angles dry. Now, peeking a dry angle is fine if you're playing an agent without a flash, but when you have a flash, very important to remember whether it's Phoenix, Breach, Omen, or Reyna. It doesn't matter. You have to use it, or else you're essentially wasting the potential of your agent. So I think my biggest takeaway, Corvus, is to start using your flashes a bit more. Use those leers to help you take these fights. I see no reason here why you don't drop 40 kills and win this game if you use those flashes more efficiently. Now, what else can I say though? You have to work better with your team. On attack there, you have to coordinate better. Ask for the smokes and then get those pushes going. Remember, you are so important with your aim. I know that you're going to get to a higher rank at some point. It's just about when. And part of that is working on your teamwork and playing your role a bit more. Now, overall, this was a very good performance. But there still are those little things that we can take away from this. And I think I went over a lot of that during the game as well. And looking back on it, my biggest gripe is on your utility usage. Just not using your Q and E quite as much as I would have liked. It's super important to use it to reposition. It's absolutely necessary at higher levels to do that. But I think you played a pretty good game overall. Hopefully you can take what I said with a grain of salt, maybe try to incorporate a little more utility usage into your games and try coordinating pushes a bit more as well. I think that'll really help you rank up, because on attack, so much of it falls on your shoulders as the duelist. And I would like to see you get to a higher rank, because Corvus, with your aim, I can see you in Diamond easily. With that being said, though, guys, I hope you enjoyed the VoD review. Thank you so much for submitting it, and thanks so much for watching this far if you did. Hey, if you watched this far, might as well leave a like. It really does mean a lot to me, and hopefully I'll see you on stream later as well. That's all, guys. Take it easy, and peace.